Hey there, everybody out in Shondaland. This is BD Wong. I play Wally, and Awkwafina is Nora from Queens on Comedy Central Wednesdays at 10 p.m. It's a combination of Palo Santo and patchouli, a hot bath, Epsom salts, music in the AirPods, and sometimes I talk to my mom on speakerphone when I'm in the bathtub. My husband, Riker Schnorr. I recently, in the pandemic, reconnected with my first love of knitting. When I was 5 years old, my mom taught me how to knit because I was fascinated by her. She was a really intense knitter. And I would sit just and watch her and couldn't believe this thing that she was doing. And I just had to know how to do it. And she taught me how to do it when I was 5. I think that my big takeaway from working on the show has been improv. And I was familiar with improv. I was reasonably comfortable with improv, but I was never in an improv centric show. And I wouldn't say this is that improv centric, but there's a real foundation of improv that kind of swirls around every scene, particularly the ones that have Awkwafina and Bowen in them. And their kind of youthful fearlessness about improv really rubs off on you if you're open to it. And I really liked that. Hilarious, um, emotional, and deeper. A little bit deeper. It's really, really sweet how I think the relationships become a little bit more clear. We know where the show is going, and so we can kind of lean into what we know what those relationships are. She's the middle of it, and everything swirls around her and is affected by her angst and her inability to decide what she's doing with her life or to figure out who she is even. And that affects all of her relationships. And everyone's having a kind of identity kind of question in the show, actually. And so there's a sense of identity as a theme in the show this season. Owen Yang, Edmund. I agreed to be a part of a film that's part of a big um, uh, children's franchise. And I really believe that if you can every once in a while do something for kids, that it's good for your career because those kids will grow up having remembered you and all that stuff. But also because I believe in that connection to younger people and storytelling and how impressionable they are. And if you're doing something that's kind of this is one of those things that's fun for kids, but also a learning experience for them, then you really, there's something kind of well-rounded about that. And I like that. I said no to a project that I was offered, and it was I couldn't get through the first 9 pages of this script. I could not make heads or tails out of it, but the costumes sounded so good that I was like, oh, I really kind of want to do this so that I could wear these clothes. That sounds like really great. It's kind of a period thing and a very, very extravagant sounding and very wealthy people. And I don't always get to play kind of period stuff like that and fancy clothes. I feel most powerful when people are laughing at me, with me. I feel most strong and I live to make people laugh. I realize more and more as I go on how important it is to me that people are amused by circumstances that I create or things that I say or situations that I help to be. And that includes playing a role on a TV show, but it actually bleeds into my personal life with just the it's like a philosophy or a way of living that I feel is absolutely important because life's too short. And I've just always I remember aspiring to be a funny person when I was younger and going to in social situations and seeing somebody being witty and going, wow, that's such an incredible talent to just say that in the middle of this dinner party or whatever, and everyone's laughing and wow, how does that person do that? And I didn't have the skill to do that. And I thought I must learn to do my version of that, whatever that is. And over the years, I've taught myself what's comfortable for me to say or do in in various social situations to try to get that attention. and bring people together. Actually, I like the group laughter. Like I said, we have this dinner party every Saturday, and the laughter is a really big part of the experience socially.